In 2019, a man walked away from a company he helped build, with nearly $2 billion in his pocket. His product, office space. But he didn't invent anything. He didn't own anything. And the company he built was bleeding money faster than it was earning. His name was Adam Neumann. And this is the story of how he sold the world a dream, and walked away from the wreckage with a billionaire's parachute. This is the rise and fall of WeWork. It starts with a simple idea. What if people didn't just work at an office, but felt like they belonged there? Adam Neumann was born in Israel, served in the Israeli Navy, and eventually moved to New York City in his 20s. He was tall, charismatic, confident, the kind of guy who could talk his way into any room, and more importantly, talk investors into opening their wallets. After a few failed ventures, including one selling baby clothes with padded knees, he stumbled onto a real estate concept, renting big spaces, dividing them into smaller offices, and leasing them to freelancers and startups. It wasn't a new idea. Companies like Regus had been doing it for years. But Adam didn't see it as real estate. He saw it as revolution. He pitched WeWork not as a property company, but as a tech startup that just happened to lease office space. He wasn't selling square footage, he was selling community. He was selling a vision of the future. And investors. They loved it. By 2014, WeWork was expanding rapidly, opening shared offices in New York, San Francisco, London, and beyond. It became one of the fastest growing startups in the world. Adam said he was going to elevate the world's consciousness. He claimed WeWork would solve loneliness. He talked about changing how people live, work, and play. And the numbers. They were enormous. In just a few years, WeWork's valuation skyrocketed, from a few $1 million to over $47 billion. That made it one of the most valuable startups in the world, even ahead of Airbnb and SpaceX. But there was a problem. WeWork was losing money. A lot of it. Its business model was dangerously simple. Rent office buildings under long-term leases, then sublease the space short-term. If times were good, that worked. But if there was a downturn, or if the company grew too fast, it could collapse, fast. But Adam didn't care. He kept expanding. New buildings. New cities. New ideas. He launched a school called WeGrow. He experimented with apartment living under the We Live brand. He even trademarked the word "we" and then sold it back to WeWork for almost $6 million. Yes, he made his own company pay him millions, just for using its own name. Meanwhile, WeWork kept losing money, hundreds of millions every year. But investors, like Japan's SoftBank, kept pouring in cash. They believed in the vision. Or maybe they just believed in the hype. Adam became a celebrity CEO, hanging out with celebrities, flying on private jets, and living in multi-million-dollar homes across the US. He once said he wanted to be the world's first trillionaire. In 2019, WeWork filed paperwork to go public. That's when everything fell apart. The IPO filing revealed just how chaotic and unprofitable the company really was. Investors saw the truth: massive losses, questionable business practices, and a founder who seemed more focused on partying than running a sustainable business. The IPO collapsed. The valuation crashed from $47 billion to under $10 billion in just a few weeks. The media turned on Adam. The board had enough. He was forced to resign. But here's the shocking part. Adam Neumann walked away, with a $1.7 billion exit package. While thousands of employees were laid off, while investors lost billions, Adam cashed out and disappeared from the spotlight. For a while. Because in 2022, he came back. He raised another $350 million from Silicon Valley venture capitalists for a new startup called Flow, a real estate company, once again promising to revolutionize the way we live. Sound familiar? Maybe the story of WeWork isn't about buildings, or community, or even business. Maybe it's about belief. Because sometimes in business, it's not about what you're actually selling, it's about what people think you're selling. Adam Neumann sold a story. A story about connection, about purpose, about the future. It didn't matter that the numbers didn't make sense. It didn't matter that the business was unsustainable. What mattered was the hype. And in the world of startups, hype can be more valuable than profit. So maybe Adam didn't build a business the way we're used to. Maybe he didn't invent a product. Maybe he didn't deserve $1 billion exit. But he did prove one thing: in the right moment, with the right words, and the right investors, you really can make billions, selling almost nothing.